And welcome to the Namoli Family Stadium. We've got some Saturday morning softball ready to get underway. 11:59 a.m. at the University of Tampa's Namoli Family Stadium. And it'll be Kate DeSimone ready to pitch to start the ball game against Palm Beach Atlantic. Tampa enters today having just secured their 20th win in a row yesterday and are looking to extend what is the new all-time longest win streak in Spartans softball history. And that will start with a quick rounder and out number one from Kenzie Reynolds to Abby Solt. Here's how Palm Beach Atlantic line up for Game 2 of the series after their 9-0 defeat last night. Lauren O'Brien led off. She's followed up by Caitlin Campbell. Batting in third is Ebony Rodriguez. Batting in fourth is Larkin Maceda, the catcher. Batting in fifth is Marley Zier. Batting in sixth is Riley Little. Batting in seventh is Madison Schlichty. Batting in eighth is Rhiannon Sibbett. And batting in ninth is Dalen Hetmanek. Swing and a miss. The count goes now 1-1. DeSimone continuing in the circle. Enters with a 5-0 record and has struck out 35 over 39 in the third innings. Also has a 1.78 ERA. Tampa as a pitching staff have a 1.08 ERA as a unit. And now she gets 2 strikes to Campbell in the driver's seat for the second at bat of the ballgame. It's not an understatement to say that the Spartans pitching staff has been dominant. They haven't given up more than 2 runs in a game since February 22nd in their most recent Sunshine State Conference series against the Lynn Fighting Knights. Tampa outscored the Fighting Knights 12-5 over the 3-game stretch on the road. Campbell stays alive, but still behind in the count. The 1-2 from DeSimone. Up high, tried to get her to chase the fastball. Campbell keeps the bat on her shoulders. The sophomore is one of 2 left-handed batters in the Palm Beach Atlantic lineup today. And she'll hit that one to DiMartino. Throw across the diamond. Not in time. Good hustle by Campbell to beat the throw. It was a slow grounder and a high hop. DiMartino didn't do anything wrong. That was just a very difficult play. Make that a 1-out single for Palm Beach Atlantic, bringing the Navy uniforms to the field today. That'll be strike 1. Rodriguez is at the plate today and has really been a vacuum at shortstop all weekend long, thanks to that Friday performance, because she has done an incredible job of, here's the pickoff throw, runner is safe. I think Reynolds accidentally hit into the player's helmet there, but the good news is Campbell's all right. But Rodriguez has made some incredible plays at short, some nice backhanded grabs, some impressive throws. It's been tough for Tampa's defense to get on board when the ball's been hit her way, although they did benefit from a few sailfish errors yesterday. Hit and run fouled away. That'll send Campbell back to first. 0-2, or 1-2. One-two from DeSimone. Floated foul. Solt can't get to it. No changes in the Tampa infield from yesterday. Russo at third, DiMartino at short, Reynolds at second, and Solt as the first base player. Fantone in left, Keister in center, and Galehouse in right field. Kreidler behind home plate. Down the line and foul. Those are dangerous plays, especially with how big the outfield is. If you get a ball that's fair to the corners, you can easily turn what's sometimes a single into a triple. Runner goes, throw to second, and they got her. Kenna Kreidler gets a huge out on the base path. Rodriguez didn't go, so the count is 2-2. But a crucial second out of the inning for DeSimone. Almost a strikeout double play to end it. but Kenna Kreidler said no to the would-be base stealer. 2-2 for Kate DeSimone. Just up high, that'll bring the count full. Maceda on deck, and with the bases empty, a little less of a worry if the free pass is conceded here. Hit to second. Reynolds ranging, gets the throw, gets the final out of the inning. Even though Campbell got on with a nice infield single, Kenna Kreidler made sure that base runner was off the base path for a 1-2-3 inning from Kate DeSimone. We're headed to the bottom of the first. Bottom of the first. Tampa ready to go. Here's the Tampa Spartans starting lineup, although there are no changes from yesterday. Lauren Fantone leads off. She'll be followed by Lily Keister, then Kenna Kreidler, Mariah Galehouse, Alexa Russo, Abby Solt, Kate DeSimone, DiMartino, and Reynolds. The Tampa offense is batting .299 in the season with a .376 on base and .421 slugging percentage. And 2-0 count to Fantone, that just missed outside. In the circle for Palm Beach is their ace, Lauren Allen, who has had the best ERA of the team so far at a .275. That was a strike for 2-1. Allen and Riley Little are the two best starters in terms of stats overall this year for Palm Beach Atlantic. And I imagine those will be the two the Sailfish bring to the circle today. Campbell makes the catch on the fly ball, and Fantone's denied for out number one. All four of Lauren Allen's appearances has been as the starter, and she's gone the distance twice this season. Not a huge strikeout threat, only 6 on the season, but has only given up 3 free passes. That'll bring up Lily Keister. Up the middle. Picked up by Rodriguez. Quick throw for out number 2. And that looked like it had a chance to be a shallow infield single. But once again, the Sailfish shortstop denies the Spartans. Here comes Kenna Kreidler with 2 away. Was able to get a runner out on the base path previously. And now has a chance to get to work on offense. Palm Beach Atlantic are now 17 for 22 in stolen base attempts this year. She'll take ball 1 down low. Kreidler has filled the hole in the lineup that was left behind by Lexi Chevalier quite well. 283, 423, 367 slash line so far this season. She'll stay ahead 2-0 now as Allen misses inside. It's the first of 2 games today for these teams, as the count goes 3-0. Here's the Sailfish defense. Campbell in left, Hetmanek in center, O'Brien in right, Shearer at third, Rodriguez at short, Sibbett at second, Little at first. Schlichty forms the battery alongside Allen. And strike 1. Kreidler won't get the free pass just yet. She'll have to wait for this next offering. 3-1 coming up from Allen. But it is still Kreidler in the driver's seat. Ball 4. A 5-pitch walk for Kreidler. Gets the Spartans their first base runner. And here comes Mariah Galehouse. Allen was curious if that was just a little inside. And both Schlichty and home plate umpire Christopher Wirt nodded to agree. Down the line, foul. 1-1 count now to Mariah Galehouse. What a season Galehouse is having. 385, 506, 585 slash line. It feels like she's just getting better and better as this win streak has continued. She is almost batting 400 straight up for a batting average as the count goes 2-1. High fastball where Kreidler goes back to first. Hit to short. Big scoop by Rodriguez. Throws on target, and the side is retired. That was a well-hit ball by Galehouse, but Rodriguez responds with a nice grab and throw. And while Tampa gets a base runner on a Kenna Kreidler walk, that runner is left on board after a scoreless first inning. Top of the second. Maceda steps up to the plate for PBA. She was the catcher in yesterday's game, moves to the designated player position. Maceda is hitting 250, 375, 500 for a slash line this season. A power threat despite the lower batting average. Strike one on the low corner. Unfortunately for Maceda, Tampa's ballpark is not very home run friendly. There was one yesterday for Abby Solt, but home runs here at Tampa are a rarity. And a walk-off home run is even rarer because the position has to be right for a walk-off play, and you need someone with the power to clear the fences here to do so. Solt just happened to do both. 0-2 though for Maceda. 2 quick strikes from DeSimone. Line drive. That's going to drop for a base hit. Floated into left field. Fantone keeps Maceda for a single. That was just a well-hit softball. And now there's one on with no one out. Zier now at the plate. She's hitting 267, 286, 422. Has one of the 3 home runs for Palm Beach Atlantic this year. The other 2 have been hit by the player at first base, Larkin Maceda. High fly ball, but it's only going to go about 100 feet. Reynolds makes the catch, 1 away. That would have been the infield fly rule, so even if that was dropped, that would have been an out, because that would have just allowed a funny force out at second if that fell as a fair ball. Here comes Riley Little to the plate. Little's had better batting average than Shearer and Maceda, and a better slugging percentage with 3 triples and 3 doubles this year. 290, 405, 581 slash line. Purely statistically speaking, she's the best batter for this Palm Beach lineup. The player closest to her would be Lauren O'Brien's 381 batting average, when you also count for OPS, on base and slugging. This is a big opportunity for Little, batting in 6th, to keep the offense going for the Sailfish. 1-2. Throwback to first. Runner is safe. Kreidler is aware that Palm Beach Atlantic might get aggressive on the base path. She popped up quickly to throw the ball to Abby Solt. 1-2 from DeSimone. That's going to miss. Ball 2 now. Runner on first with one away. Swing and a miss. DeSimone gets her first strikeout. The high and away fastball adds the second out of the inning to bring up Schlichty. Madison Schlichty ready to go now, and that name should be familiar. Parker Schlichty, Madison's brother, was a longtime member of our Tampa baseball team. I don't believe he is with the Spartans this season, unfortunately. But Schlichty is definitely a name to remember for Tampa sports. And they both play the same position, Madison at catcher, Parker at catcher. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Vicious breaking ball by DeSimone. She'll open the at-bat with a strike. Or the first pitch was a ball. So it's 1-1. Now it's strike 2. Fastball low and away. Beats Schlichty with good timing. A chance for DeSimone to strand a base runner and escape the inning. Popped up. That should stay in play. Catch is made by Kreidler, and the side is retired. Won't be a second strikeout for DeSimone, but I don't think she minds. She leaves a runner on board with 3 outs and just 1 base hit. We'll be back in the bottom of the second. Welcome back to Namoli Family Stadium. Alexa Russo gets us started in the bottom of the second. Russo hitting .275, .293, .449. The word to describe Alexa Russo would be power. She continually finds the gaps for extra base hits and sometimes clears the fences. She leads the Spartans with 7 doubles this season, as well as a triple. 1-1 as she'll foul away the offering from Allen, continuing in the circle for the Sailfish. I'd imagine Allen will be followed up by Riley Little in the circle later today, the two-way player, currently the first base player for the Sailfish. Foul, but that was nicely hit down the line. It's Russo, Solt, and DeSimone ready to go. DeSimone, of course, also in the circle. The starting lineup originally had Gwen McGinnis listed as the starter, but before she took the circle, DeSimone entered the game. So, not sure the reasoning behind that lineup kind of switch there. Makes sense to not start McGinnis, as she did throw a complete game over 5 innings yesterday. She might enter today as a reliever at some point. The 1-2 misses down low. It's 2-2. So it's good to see DeSimone getting some more action today, and she's already looked solid, and she'll get a chance at the plate. 2-2 from Allen to Russo. High fly ball, but it's going a lot higher than farther. Running catch made by Campbell, one away. Had the launch angle to be a dangerous hit. Not enough exit velo. Here comes Abby Solt. Yesterday, Abby Solt had a highlight, a walk-off sayonara 3-run home run to secure the run rule win for the Spartans. That was part of what was a very quick and strong start to the 5th inning. Strike one. Solt's hitting .310, .468, .517 this season. Pretty solid stats that are just ahead of the team averages. Tampa hitting .299, .376, .421 on the season for their slash line. They've held opponents to .215, .247, .249 on offense this year. Ooh, that one got away from Allen. 2-1 now. Allen's pitch count isn't too bad at the moment, but Tampa would like to start to get it to climb here in this inning. Solt keeps the bat on her shoulder, 3-1. Solt has had the lead for walks for the Spartans this year, getting 18 free passes in 2025. And that is going to be number 19. A 5-pitch walk for Abby Solt. Allen thought that was on the corner, just a little inside. Some of the Sailfish visiting fans are a little upset. But as Bruce Wozniak, who's covering Indianapolis lacrosse, might say, you can't argue with City Hall. One away, one aboard for Kate DeSimone. Speaking of Bruce and speaking of lacrosse, you can go check out the action on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Or if you're watching on a browser, maybe open up a new window to have that game live too, as Indy and Tampa face off at the Namoli Family Intramural Complex. If you're a baseball fan, Tampa's going to be on the road at Palm Beach Atlantic this weekend. Although, not an ideal start for the Spartans. They're currently trailing in the bottom of the first, as the Sailfish have gotten the early lead. Tampa had a big win last night. They're hoping to, like the Spartans, close out a series sweep today. But both these teams will have to win both legs of the doubleheader. So a conference in the circle with the command slightly shaking up for Allen. See if that sort of talk helps her out a little bit. Solt at first. DeSimone at the plate. Should be one strike to DeSimone. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes to DeSimone. 0-2 with 1 out for the Spartans pitcher. Floated into the gap. That will drop over the head of O'Brien. That could score a run. Solt heading to third. They're sending her home. Relay to the plate. Not in time. Standing RBI triple for Kate DeSimone. Tampa leads 1-0. In NPB, a player known as Akira Nakamura, a first baseman who wears the number 7, is known as the lefty sniper. But I think with some of these clutch base hits, it's about time we call Kate DeSimone the righty sniper, finding the gaps and scoring runs, a clutch RBI. Last time out, DeSimone cleared the bases with the bases loaded and 2 strikes. Today, she gets a gap to clear the 1 base runner and give Tampa the lead. Palm Beach Atlantic talking about the infield. I think they're talking about something on the previous play. I wonder if they're talking about fielding or running interference. But I also don't think it's going to do anything to change the outcome. It'll be DiMartino with a runner at third and 1 away. A chance for the Spartans to try to increase their advantage. But a great play there by Kate DeSimone has now picked up what is RBI number 4 on the season. That's going to be chopped to the pitcher. Play at the plate, and DeSimone is safe, avoiding the tag. How did she get there safely? An RBI by DiMartino on a checked swing. A head-first slide, and DiMartino gets there safely. That was a close play at the plate. Good job by DeSimone. DiMartino at first, here's Kenzie Reynolds. Reynolds foul, it's 0-1. Good news for Kenzie Reynolds. The sophomore had been floating just under the Mendoza line for a majority of the start of the season, but she's back to a 200 batting average here. And she's going to do that. A base hit into left field. DiMartino holds up at second because Campo got there in time. A single to keep the batting average climbing. 1 away, 2 aboard now for the Spartans. Here comes Lauren Fantone, top of the Spartans order. Fantone batting .329 this year with a .370 on base and .402 slugging percentage. Her and Keister are a fearful duo at the start of the Spartans lineup. That was just on the inside corner for strike one for Allen. After back-to-back-to-back base hits, well, with the fielder's choice in the middle, Allen would love to get an out or even 2 right here. Line drive up the middle. That is going to fall for a base hit. Throwing to second and not enough time for the force out. Lily Keister gets the bases loaded and 1 away. The thing to watch out for the Spartans, in terms of their offense, is when they chain together big innings like this one. Karen Vasquez out to the bullpen. Tampa is at their strongest when they get in a groove, and that is exactly what they've done. Keister takes strike one on the high and just outside corner. But a big lead for the Spartans as we get aboard and underway in this new at-bat. 0-1. Foul, and now it's Keister down to 2 strikes with the bases full. So it's an 0-2 count. Keister would love to avoid a strikeout here. Had 10 this season. Won't be 11 just yet. Good job protecting. Getting ahead 0-2 in this at-bat, I think, was massive for Allen, just to get some confidence back. It can be very easy for your confidence to get shaken after those back-to-back-to-back base hits. Floated foul. Keister staying alive, not making things easy for Allen out there in the circle. Keister almost batting .400 this year, .392, .417, .430 entering today. She also has 9 stolen bases, 1 more than Galehouse, for the most for the Spartans this year. Couldn't frame the strike. It's 1-2 now. It's that one missing outside. Infield playing shallow, expecting a grounder from Keister. That's going to go up the middle, and that can score 2. They'll send 1. They're going to hold Reynolds up at second. That was the right call. Cantor, actually, if you look at her body language, unfortunately, we can't see it on the camera. There's limited what we can do with our vantage point, unfortunately. Cantor wanted to send Reynolds home, but Reynolds hesitating probably stopped Palm Beach Atlantic from getting a second out. The throw was cut off, and I think Little would have been able to turn and send it to the plate. That'll be curtains for Allen. They've had Vasquez warming up in the bullpen, but with 4 hits and a fielder's choice back-to-back, Allen has been chased out of the game by the Spartans. We'll be back with the bullpen substitution when we return. And welcome back to the University of Tampa on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. I'm Taylor Storley, and it's Kenna Kreidler at the plate for the Spartans. A Lily Keister RBI single sent Allen out of the game. There's one away, and the bases are full. Inside, and the first pitch from Vasquez is ball one. Karen Vasquez has had 4 appearances and 3 starts, a 7.29 ERA for the season, a 1-3 record. Still a pretty small sample size, though, for Vasquez, over just 16 innings. Has the most runs surrendered for the Palm Beach team, although 2 of them were unearned. It's probably some unlucky defense that has been holding Vasquez back. The team highest batting average allowed of .390 on the season. But it's good to get a strike early on against Kenna Kreidler. 2-1 count from the 42 to the 18. Inside, 3-1. Kreidler in the driver's seat. What you don't want to do here is give Tampa a free run via free pass. Kreidler wouldn't mind drawing another walk. Has 16 on the season. Well, 17 because she walked in her first at-bat, and she'll walk in her second at-bat. Didn't even need to swing. Brings home a run, 4-0 Spartans. Mariah Galehouse also very good with plate discipline this year. Gets on base at a .506 rate and a 15-walk season so far for the U-Tampa legend. She'll take strike one. Not a surprise that Vasquez fires a strike to start the at-bat. But Vasquez does have to be careful. Mariah Galehouse, one of the best batters in the nation this year. 1-1 fastball, just missing inside. Still bases loaded, still 1 away. That's a little low ball, too. Command issues have troubled Vasquez a little this year. 10 walks now compared to 5 strikeouts. But that's not an absolutely awful number for this stage of the season either. Getting a big swing and miss that time. Actually tipped foul. Landed a little bit away from Schlichty, but she was able to stay on top of it. If that was a big swing and miss and it got behind her, the run could have scored from third. Currently, it's Fantone there with Keister at second and Kreidler at first. Top of the order, all on base for Tampa. And that's going to be bounced. Picked up by Rodriguez. Gets the force out at third. No, wait a minute. They're going to say the runner is safe because of fielder getting in the way there. I think they're saying that Shear... Shear was off the bag. Okay, that makes more sense. 5-0, bases loaded. A fielder's choice. Run comes home for Galehouse. Rodriguez made a great jumping grab, but her throw to Shear wasn't on target. So they don't get an out, and the run, of course, still scores for the Spartans. Strike one to Russo. Sent foul. 2 quick strikes to Alexa Russo. And those are important strikes to get if you're Vasquez after conceding those back-to-back runs. Oh, 2 to Alexa Russo. In the dirt, that gets away. Fantone is safe. Keister is safe. Kreidler to third, Galehouse to first. 1-2 count, and it's 6-0 off a wild pitch. So Tampa, with now a 6-run bottom of the second inning, is in the driver's seat with runs 7 and 8 potentially coming home in scoring position. 2-2 count to Alexa Russo. And kind of a funny situation over at Palm Beach for Tampa baseball as the count goes 3-2. Tampa's first run of the day came on a wild pitch, although they still trail 2-1. That game also on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network, but it's the Palm Beach broadcast as Tampa's on the road. Pop fly by Russo. That's an infield fly. Actually, no, it isn't because there's no one at first, no force outs. But 2 away, as that's still an easy catch by Sibbett. Those are outs 99% of the time unless you make a pretty big error. Good news for Palm Beach. Sibbett, calm and collected, makes the catch. Now it's Abby Solt at the plate. In a similar situation in the previous game, Solt sent the base runners home with a 3-run shot. Inside, ball 1. So far today, Abby Solt has had a free pass and later scored. And it's official, Tampa has batted around the entire batting order. It was actually true for Alexa Russo, who now has had 2 at-bats in the innings. Unfortunately for Russo, 2 outs in the inning. But every other Spartan base runner has gotten aboard in this inning, apart from Alexa Russo. And now Solt might be able to get on twice. 1-1 count. Hit sharply to third. Bounces off the third base player. Throw to first. Solt beats the throw. Took a hard hop, and it was a good job there by Shear to hold on to it. Only allowed Kreidler to score there. 7-0 Spartans. Now Kate DeSimone, who brought the first run home for the Spartans off of a triple into the gap, is ready to go. DeSimone is a triples machine. That is her 3rd of the season that she had just hit. 1-0. Two and 0, just inside. That inside part of the plate has not been friendly for the Sailfish pitchers today. Allen was asking about a few of those calls earlier. That one hits the zone, 2-1. Hit to short. Throw to first on time, and that'll end the inning. So DeSimone can't make lightning strike twice for RBI hits, but she started a massive inning on offense for Tampa as they hold on to a 7-0 advantage entering the top of the 3rd. DeSimone will look to hold on to the lead as she heads back to the circle. DeSimone in the circle as we open up a brand new inning of Tampa softball at Namoli Family Stadium. I'm Taylor Storworthy, the first of 2 doubleheader games today. Tampa holds on to a 7-0 lead thanks to that 7-run bottom of the 2nd inning. And it's good for Kate DeSimone, the number 7, out in the circle. She scored the first run on an RBI base hit, but couldn't get a second hit in the inning, as her final at-bat ended what was a disastrous bottom half of the inning for the Sailfish. but it'll be Sibbett trying to get the offense going here as we return. 1-0 count now from DeSimone. 2-0 missing just inside. Sibbett now in the driver's seat for this at-bat. For the season, she's batting .091. Has a walk alongside 4 strikeouts. Three and 0. Another offering missing just up high. And that is ball 4. A leadoff walk on 4 straight to Sibbett. Palm Beach get a base runner. Hedmonic now at the plate. She is batting .342 for the season. Also has 3 walks. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Palm Beach have still yet to score a run this weekend. They'd love to turn it around here at the start of the top of the third. That's going to be fouled. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fires back to first. Ball gets away from Solt, but the runner is safe. And that is a strikeout. Hedmonic down on 3 strikes. Here comes Lauren O'Brien. One away. First pitch misses, and Kreidler back on her feet again. She has had her eyes glued to Sibbett over at first base, who hasn't even stolen a base this season. And it's clear that she and the Spartans are worried about the base stealing threat of the Sailfish, as that's chopped foul. Check swing foul ball, the worst feeling you can have as a batter. 1-1. Well, second worst feeling, of course, to striking out or hitting into a double play. But I think you get what I'm trying to say. 1-1 now for O'Brien. Grounded out in her first at bat. Now takes strike 2 on the low outside corner. Another one missing up high. 2-2. No chasing swing from O'Brien, keeping the bat on her shoulder. Fouled, still 2-2. Hit foul, so still 2-2. Swing and a miss, chasing, fires to first. They get the runner in the pickle. 2, 3, 6, 3, and they don't get the final out. It bounced awkwardly off of DiMartino's glove. They had the double play to end the inning, but it just took a weird bounce away, and Sibbett barely survives getting caught in the rundown. Was completely stuck in no man's land on the base path, but Tampa couldn't get the final out. Runner in scoring position off the Spartans' error, although I believe it'll be a Solt error as her throw was just slightly off target. Either way, still a good strikeout for DeSimone. She's got 3 in the ball game. And that'll be strike 1 to open against Campbell. Not sure if you heard in the background of the booth, Tom Colby was trying to keep up with the rundown play and the throws back and forth. 0-1 count now for Campbell, who singled last time. That would be great for the Sailfish. Could potentially bring their first run of the game. Down to our final strike, 0-2. Fastball right down the middle. That's going to miss. 1-2. At 2:30 p.m. today, Tampa will face off against Alabama Huntsville in men's basketball. It is the first round of the D2 National Tournament, as Russo ends the inning with a quick throw that is just on target. Good grab by Soltz as that almost got away from her. And while a little bit of infield chaos and an unfortunate Spartans error prevented what would have been a beautiful strikeout double play, Tampa keeps Palm Beach scoreless as we're headed to the bottom of the third. Vasquez back in the circle. DiMartino at the plate. DiMartino started the game with a fielder's choice RBI. But unfortunately for her, that leaves her 0 for 1 in terms of her batting line today. She, Galehouse, Russo, and Kreither do not have base hits. But DiMartino will change that. I'm just kidding. That was a great catch by Campbell. Really good hit into the gap by DiMartino, but she'll head back to the dugout. 1 away. But I really don't think you could have done much better, though, if you were DiMartino in that at bat. Just good fielding positioning from the Sailfish. Now to bring up Kenzie Reynolds back to the plate. In her previous plate appearance, Reynolds had a single. Swing and a miss for strike one. That's an important out for Vasquez to get. Took her a few at-bats before she was able to get out of the jam previously. And now she'll have two back-to-back outs. Rodriguez makes the catch easily. Top of the order, here comes Lauren Fantone. If the scoreline doesn't change, this will probably be the final at-bat for Fantone. If Tampa still has a 7-run lead, I think Cantor would use this as an opportunity to make some pinch hitting changes to bring some reserve players to the lineup. But so far today, Fantone has had 2 tries and gone aboard in her previous plate appearance in the second. Slow changeup had all the life out of that one, but falls a few feet in front in the dirt. 1-1. Hit to second, but it's a 1-2-3 inning for Vasquez. Tampa can't generate anything, despite a couple of strong base hits there. Still a pretty comfortable Spartans lead. We're headed to the top of the fourth. Maybe. Yeah, sure.
Get flag. That okay? Wayne? Santoros? Donovan? Savannah? You're back.
7-0 Spartans. First pitch outside from Tampa's number 7. Welcome back to the University of Tampa. I'm Taylor Storley. A pretty active weekend for Spartan sports across the board. As the count goes, 1-1. Tampa baseball, lacrosse, softball, and basketball all active today. Nova Southeastern hosting the first round of the D2 National Championships. And UTampa will be taking on Alabama Huntsville in the first round a little bit later today at 2:30 p.m. You can catch the action on the NCAA website. For men's basketball, it's the first time in a few years that we have made it to the national tournament, thanks to a strong end-of-season run. And it's good that we don't have to play Nova Southeastern in the first round. They are definitely the favorites to escape the region, but maybe Tampa can make some March Madness happen. 2-2 count to Rodriguez. Ball 3. Count goes full for the Palm Beach shortstop. This time around, it's Rodriguez, Maceda, and Sear due up for Palm Beach. Foul. A beautiful day here at UTampa. Perfect weather for some softball. And DeSimone trying to end the full count with an out. Popped up and foul out of reach of Solt and Kreidler. Taking a look at the weather here in Tampa. It is 82 with a 91 degrees real feel. Somewhat humid today. Ball 4. Missing inside. It's the second walk surrendered by DeSimone. And Palm Beach have a leadoff base runner. Maceda, the designated player, steps up. She was yesterday's catcher, but moves away for Schlichty to get the start today. Strike 1, DeSimone immediately following that up with a strike. DeSimone's pitch count is at 55 entering the at-bat, but I imagine that there's no reason for Tampa to change her just yet. The only question would be if they want Kelsey Winters to get a few more innings in the circle. One of the previous times Tampa had a pretty dominant lead on a DeSimone start, they did just that. But DeSimone still looks good to go, getting 2 quick strikes against Maceda. Needed that after the walk. 0-2. Inside, ball 1. The inside part of the plate has not been friendly for any pitcher today, but especially for the Sailfish, as they were working inside for Spartans players and getting very few of those calls. Did she go? I don't know. Throwback to first. Runner is back safe. Palm Beach have taken some pretty big leads today, and Kreidler has had some quick throws to try to catch them off guard. Kreidler actually did have a player caught in a rundown in the previous inning, but a throwing error allowed that player to reach second safely. Popped up. Catch is made. No! Drop by DiMartino. Throw to second. They can't even get the force. Fantone was closing in. DiMartino couldn't make the play. And there are 2 aboard with no outs for Palm Beach Atlantic. DiMartino quickly got the throw to second, but it wasn't picked up on the hop by Reynolds. And now there's a quick conference for the infield in the circle to talk things over, to get refocused. First pitch to Sear. Ball one, missing outside.
Yeah.
Popped up, and this should do it. Well, not for 3 outs, but for 1 out. Good throw by Galehouse, and that is the exact reason that Rodriguez stayed put at second. Galehouse with a cannon out in right field, and whenever she takes the circle, and you got to keep in mind that Galehouse will probably be the Game 2 starter.
Spring break, isn't it, Donovan? It's spring break, isn't it?
DeSimone checking the wrist. And we'll get a strike. It's 0-1 now to Little. I imagine Little will be the one that gets a call to the circle for Palm Beach in Game 2. She has a 3.17 ERA and 20 strikeouts over 28 innings this season. She's allowed a team best 231 batting average. And by team best, I mean it's the team lowest, which is good. 0-2. Little at the plate's hitting 290, and I already mentioned her very strong slash line. 2 strikes, 1 away for the runner, for the player at the plate. Still foul, still 2 strikes. Ball 1, missing up high. We'll see if the umpire says it's 2 or 1. Don't know if us in the booth had missed one of the balls earlier in the at-bat. So 1-2 count coming up for Little. And that one's going to be sent to deep center field. And it is over the head of Lily Keister. Keister gets the relay into DiMartino. No play at the plate. An RBI single for Little. Tampa fielded it in time to prevent anyone else from advancing. 7-1, Palm Beach on the board for the first time this weekend. I think braving the sun, Keister couldn't get a clean read on it.
Yeah, she should still be at least behind the 25 minutes and 50. I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, she would have stayed at, for first, so she would only be at third now, right?
Ball 1, opening the brand new at bat.
We killed 2 innings, Donovan.
1-1. DeSimone immediately finds the strike zone right afterwards. That was a big base hit by Little, almost cleared the fences, but lands right by the wall. Just missing 2-1 there. Two one. Kreidler up quickly, doesn't make the throw. 3-1 now. 1 ball away from potentially loading the bases. She'll have to challenge Schlichty on this next offering. Swing and a miss. 3-2. The payoff pitch popped up and off the net. Even if that was caught, that would have been foul. And it still is foul. 3-2.
He's going to be the teacher, though.
DeSimone getting set.
Not chocolate.
Rolled foul. Schlichty staying alive on the full count. DeSimone in a bit of trouble here with the pitch count climbing. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout as Schlichty can't get on top of it. 2 away in the top of the 4th. Now off the bench, it is going to be Chloe Neveau up to the plate. She replaces Sibet in this high leverage at bat. I imagine Sibet will return as a second base player, or they'll keep the 22 in the game. Either way, Neveau is hitting .375 this season, as we have the pinch hit change being made. Ball 1, missing just outside.
Oh, it's probably an R instead of a P. Oh, yeah, it's probably an R instead of a P. That doesn't even make any sense. That it's the opposite side of the P.
Strike 1, hitting the zone. It's a 1-1 count now. And Neveau no longer in front in this at-bat against DeSimone. Two and 1, fastball missing outside. Fouled back. One more strike and DeSimone escapes the jam with just a 1 run of damage.
He pronounces a V and like chat. Like where the D would be.
2-2 from Kate DeSimone. Popped up and caught by Alexa Russo. It was a tricky inning for Kate DeSimone. Fell behind in a few at-bats and, of course, did concede the run. Great job to battle back with 2 quick outs to retire the side. 2 left aboard for Palm Beach. Still a 7-1 Spartans lead. Leading off for you, Tampa, is Lily Keister. Welcome back to the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. I'm Taylor Storthy. You're watching Tampa Spartans TV. And Keister takes ball 1 in the dirt. Vasquez continues in the circle after a nice 1-2-3 inning last time. Sibet back in the game, replacing Neveau, who had that pinch hit appearance. It's a pretty active day for Spartan sports all across campus. Tampa, currently leading in men's lacrosse. You can catch Bruce Wozniak on the call there on Tampa Spartans TV. And Tampa baseball is back in front on the road at Palm Beach. 1-1 as we continue the at-bat for Lily Keister. So far today, she got aboard with a single and an RBI, and also with a ground out. That's going to miss. Nope, clip the corner. 1-2. That's going to miss. 2-2 now. Good take by Lily Keister. Line drive slips past the third base player. They call it the hot corner because the ball is traveling at a fast velocity, and Shear could not stop it. Lead-off single for the Spartans. Here comes Kenna Kreidler and the heart of the U-Tampa order. Strike one hits the inside corner. It's 0-1 from Vasquez to Kreidler. The bunt is going to drop in front of the third base player, but also drops into foul territory. It's allowed another strike quickly to the at-bat. 0-2 to Kenna Kreidler. Popped up. Kreidler couldn't stay alive here as Rodriguez makes the catch. One away. That'll bring Mariah Galehouse to the plate. One away. Galehouse with a runner aboard. Squares up, ball gets away, and even if that counts as strike one, a runner's in scoring position for the Spartans. Schlichty couldn't get on top of it. It was a tough pitch. We have to wait and see what Wirt makes the call for. We couldn't tell whether it was a strike or a ball. But we can't tell it was a wild pitch. 1-0 as that'll actually put Galehouse ahead. Up the middle. That's a base hit. Tampa are going to send the base runner home. Throw to the plate. Not in time. Galehouse in with a RBI single, advancing on the fielder's choice. 8-0 Spartans lead. Here comes Alexa Russo. 8-1 Spartans lead. One away, another big RBI opportunity. This time potentially for Alexa Russo. Russo 0 for 2 today. Foul back for strike one. Had a RBI in the fielder's choice earlier. We'll hope to do so again here, at least maybe on a hit. That'll miss up high, 1-1. That's going to go 2-1 now. Russo with 2 straight balls after that first strike. Fouled away, 2-2. Popped up. That is in foul territory and will fall away from both the second base player and first base player. It's 2 strikes, 1 away. A 2-2 count still. Hit on the ground, picked up by Rodriguez. Out number 2. Galehouse stays put. Can't advance the runner. Here comes Abby Solt to the plate. Solt had a walk and an RBI single in her first 2 attempts. So it's an 8-1 Spartans lead. 8-1, by the way, for Tampa. That's going to miss up high, ball 1. 8-1, by the way. Hit through the hole. That could score Galehouse. Galehouse heading home, and she is safe. An RBI single by Solt, who will advance to second. 9-1 Spartans lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Galehouse brought a run home on a hit. Solt does the same with 2 away. That'll bring Kate DeSimone to the plate. Tampa's immediately responded with that 1-run inning from Palm Beach with 2 runs of their own. Ball 1 missing down low. A runner has been in second in each of the last 2 plate appearances, thanks to those singles where they've been able to advance. 1-1 as that bounces off the netting, foul. That's going to miss. 2-1. Two and two, DeSimone down to her final strikes. Hit foul. Still 2 and 2. Still foul, 2 and 2. Here's Vasquez, missing ball 3. It's DiMartino on deck. Here comes the payoff pitch to the Spartans starter. Ball 4, and DiMartino gets a chance now with 2 aboard and 2 away. Two pinch runners into the game for you, Tampa. They'll bring on Abby Johns and Bella Campbell. They'll be running on anything. DiMartino ready to go. 2 new base runners, but the same batter at the plate. Watterson at second. DiMartino at the plate. First pitch for Vasquez. Inside, ball one to DiMartino. Last time out, DiMartino flew out to left field, had a fielder's choice RBI back in the second. Foul, 1-1. One and two. Tampa down to their final strike. Vasquez to get out of the jam and end the inning. Hit and gets through the third base player. Watterson heading home. Runners at first and second. And DiMartino gets an RBI single. 10-1 Spartans lead. Kenzie Reynolds ready to go. Well, actually, she'll be replaced by Olivia Feldman as there's a quick conference in the circle for Vasquez. We'll head to Last Chance Saloon in the top of the fifth. Tampa's a chance to close the door with a shutdown inning. But first, let's see what Feldman can do in this new at-bat. Foul back, 0-1. Pop fly, and it is caught in right field. Feldman can't convert with two aboard as Tampa scores 3 in the bottom of the fourth to enter the top of the fifth, looking to shut the door on a Game 1 victory. Top of the fifth, DeSimone ready to continue in the circle, looking for a complete game victory. Has 3 outs to get. Hetmanek, the first opponent. It is the first of 2 games today for the Spartans and Sailfish. The second one scheduled to begin at around 2 p.m., depending on how long this game lasts. First pitch to Hetmanek. Strike one, hitting the outside corner. Tried to lay down a bunt to start the inning, but couldn't. Hemenek had a strikeout last time. One and one. Fastball missing away. Here comes the 1-1 from DeSimone. That'll make it 1-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for DeSimone. One away in the top of the fifth. Her fifth strikeout of the ballgame. That's going to miss outside for ball one. It's O'Brien back at the plate, top of the Palm Beach order, with one away and the base is empty. Here's the 1-0. 1-1 as that's fouled away. One and two, fouled away. O'Brien struck out last time. Fly ball to center field. That will be caught on the run by Keister, 2 away. Looked like it had a chance to drop as a blooper, but it is caught before that happens. Two outs now. Infield playing in for Campbell. Looking to keep Palm Beach alive. And it is caught, so the Spartans make it 21 wins in a row as game one of the doubleheader comes to a close at the end of the top of the fifth inning. So via run-ahead rule, that'll do it for the first game of the doubleheader. Palm Beach has a chance later today to make a comeback. We'll see in about 30 to 45 minutes. Depends how long the teams want to take a breather. But don't go anywhere for Spartan Sports. We'll be back later today on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. But right before we go, I do want to mention Tampa now improved to a 25-1 record on the season. Palm Beach fall to 8-8. This is the 6th win for DeSimone as she goes the distance. Although it is a disappointing defeat in the circle, as I'm trying to get this thing to load. A disappointing defeat for Allen. Falls to 3-2 for her record. Keister, Solt each had 2 hits. Galehouse, Solt, and DiMartino each had 2 RBIs. A great day for the Spartans as they continue to extend the longest winning streak in Tampa history. So, in the meantime, if you want to watch more Spartan athletics, you can tune in to men's lacrosse in the third quarter, or Tampa baseball, who leads 6-2. And, of course, later today, Tampa men's basketball opens round 1 of the NCAA tournament at Alabama Huntsville on the road